Oh my god, what the fuck is this story?
The story that we're going to read?
Yeah.
Well, this is a little piece by Super Trampoline.
Oh god, Super Trampoline. Okay.
And he wrote this purposely as a bad story to get as many downvotes as possible on FimFiction. He was trying to get the most downvoted story of all time.
Super Trampoline, didn't we meet him?
We
Yeah,
have. This is Please Downvote. Full title: The long-lost Seventh Element Super Trampoline Professional Waifu Stealer, the best story on FimFiction. Feature box, here I come. Please downvote.
my god.
My OC, Super Trampoline, is dating all of the elements of harmony, plus the princess, plus the major antagonist, plus the minor antagonist, too. That's a lot of work. Also, he's obviously the seventh element. Read on for his many amazing adventures in Equestria. This will be tagged Slice of Life, though, because it's mostly Slice of Life, except when it's not. I want to make this very clear for all the haters. My OC is not a Mary Sue because he is not an alicorn. Also, he's dating Applejack. Cover
Hello.
art by me.
What? Hello.
Note, the mods decided they had enough of this chicanery and unpublished this. I'm re-uploading it a few chapters of a time with all the meta and simply too crackficky stuff cordoned off in little boxes. Hey, at least it's not another Soldier in Equestria story. Chapter 1, Applejack and the Large Number of Apples.
Hold on. Is Enigma reading any of this? Does he have a voice in this?
I'm here. I barely popped in.
I want you to do all of Super Trampoline's voices. Enigma. And Alex, you can do all the other guy parts. And maybe a few girl parts.
Okay, I'll try.
That's the only time you'll ever have Alex doing girl parts. Oh!
It was a bright, sunny day in Equestria, or at least the part where Ponyville is situated, as days in Equestria are wont to be, except when they aren't, which is a non-trivial amount of time. Birds were singing and stuff. As for myself, the bat pony named Super Trampoline, I was relaxing near the Ponyville Lake, the one that shows up once or twice a season, not to be confused with that reservoir that only appears in the mysterious Ne'er-do-well. That episode sucked, so obviously it's not canon. Tanning my leathery wings and solving Sudoku puzzles. I'm very good at Sudoku. It's one of my many talents, you see. Suddenly, Applejack Apple galloped over to me.
Super Trampoline. That's me. Super Trampoline, my amazing cult friend and all-around upright and outstanding stallion. I need your help.
A friend in need is a friend indeed, especially when she gives you smooches.
Well, Applejack,
I said, sure to start a new line of dialogue in a new paragraph because I'm good at that stuff, and definitely not an amateur hack that gets tripped up by spelling and grammar errors like most of the other wannabes who seem to think they're dating my Philly friends.
whatever seems to be the matter?
Applejack skidded to a halt, panting. Applejack is very athletic and well-toned and has a nice butt, which I certainly not staring at, so the fact that she was panting must have meant she had galloped here very quickly or over a long distance or some combination of the two. Another one of my talents is deductive reasoning. Anyway, Applejack replied,
Super, my love, I planted too many apples. I don't know what to do with them all.
Wait, you don't plant apples, you plant apple trees.
I love Applejack very much, so she rarely beats around the bush. She gives it to you straight. You could say she's honest. Go on, say it. I mean, you don't have to if you don't want to. I personally enjoy saying Applejack is honest, and I'm not going to continue this reading until everyone in this chat says Applejack is honest.
Are you really going to do that?
Applejack is a liar.
Applejack is a filthy mudpone.
Applejack is a charlatan and a cheat.
Close enough. So if she said she was planting too many apples, I assumed she meant it. Except I suspect she actually meant apple trees. Planting the fruits
Hey.
themselves, well, I suppose what with the seeds inside, that might actually eventually sprout new trees, but I'm not really sure if the seeds need to be freed from the apple first. I may have many talents, but agriculture is not one of them. Fortunately, I have a Philly friend who is an excellent farmer. So I asked Applejack.
Enigma,
Enigma.
don't
Oh,
be shit.
okay. I thought it was Applejack. Okay. So, are you telling me your problem is that you have more apples than you can harvest and sell?
Where am I? Okay. Afraid so, Sugar Cube.
She said in her rustically charming way.
You're super smart. No, you're smart, super. God damn it. That's why I love you. Well, one of the reasons.
She blushed a little, and it was cute.
What do you think I should do with all these apples?
One of my other talents is being generous. Not as generous as Rarity, another beau of mine, of course. I'm not a Mary Sue. But nonetheless, I am pretty generous, so I like to help less fortunate ponies. I knew there was currently a famine and a drought going on in Saddle Arabia far, far away. I knew this because I read the newspaper every day. Reading is another one of my talents, mind you. Most ponies can read, even blind ones. Oh my god.
Wait. Oh my god, what is this stupid
So it's
fucking
not a
story?
very special talent. So I thought to myself, that I bet they would appreciate some apples out there. So I told Applejack.
Sweetheart, I think that since your farm is already very profitable, since apparently you have a monopoly or something on selling apples or something, I don't know, though I should probably look at your books sometime. Why not donate those extra apples to poor starving fools in Saddle Arabia?
That's a great idea, Super.
She said, hugging me. She was really sweaty and stank a lot, but I didn't mind. In fact, the smell of hard work is quite pleasant.
Sorry. But
She added.
how will we keep them from spoiling? And how will we transport them?
These were valid concerns. I thought for a moment.
Well, so while I could probably work up a refrigeration spell, and as for transportation, well, we have this excellent socialized public transport extending throughout our country called the railroad. Don't you use that for shipping apples already? And when the apples reach the coast, we can hire a small armada of zeppelins or something. It will be great positive publicity.
Twilight Sparkle, by the way, is another one of my Philly friends. Thanks to them dating me, she and Applejack have become even closer friends. So, with my toned bat pony muscles and the hired help of a migrant worker, Trixie, who I'm also dating, but our relationship is long distance since she travels a lot, we harvested all the extra apples and sent them to Saddle Arabia so that they could be secretly sick of apples but too polite to complain about it, just as like I am. Also, cute Applejack.
This is painful. Like,
Wow.
this is really, really painful.
I had like a naturally occurring boner before this, but as we read this, it's slowly slimmed down.
Chapter
I hope so,
2.
like-
Cadence and the concept of polyamory and also some stuff about genetics. I'm going to give Cadence to Alex if that's okay.
That's fine, Alex. You be Cadence.
Wait, what? Do I have to do a voice?
Yes.
Oh god, wait, what? Okay.
As I said in the description, I am currently dating all 4 princesses of Equestria. However, I was also dating Twilight before she became a princess. You might find some stories from back then in this collection too. Since I am only dating these ponies right now and haven't married any of them yet, we can't do any things that would necessitate the collection of having a teen tag. Doing adult married pony stuff if you're not married is wrong, and I'm a good pony. Cadence, or sometimes Cadence spelled with an E, depending on the time of day and the weather conditions, is the princess of love. While she's married to Shining Armor, she also has many other cult friends. I am lucky to be one of them. While most males in Equestria have harems of sort, because for some reason we have like 3 times as many females as males, which makes me suspect we are designed by something other than evolution, like perhaps a marketing department. I am very smart, so I know this concept is called Fisher's Principle. Cadence is one of less common females with multiple male partners, and a few female ones too, and a few male partners too, also known as pen pals. I'm gonna let that pun sink in.
I'm a
Wow.
little upset, actually.
Because we're progressive ponies. Anyway, Cadence doesn't get to spend a lot of time with me because she's busy doing wifey things with her husband and running an empire and whatnot, but she does believe in free love, provided it is backed by clear communication and trust. So when I do get to spend time with her, I enjoy adventuring, princess duties can be tedious, and making out.
Wifey things.
Oh, Enigma.
I have a vagina now because my boner has inverted so much.
Okay.
Maybe I'm drunk, but this narrator seems very self-aware. I quite like it.
I think it's that you're drunk.
Oh, okay.
And then a T.G. Weaver comic. Because the Weaver. Chapter 3. Super Trampoline and the Idiosyncrasies of French Horn.
Oh my god.
Author's note. In case you haven't noticed, during my 2 years here on this entire site, my cutie mark is a French horn. If you need a refresher course on what I look like, you can click here. I understand that in the human world, it's called a French horn, which is weird because it's mostly German in design. And it's pictures of Super Trampoline.
Like, you did this to us.
It says art commission and
Here in
Where are
the
these
pony and other creatures world, it's called a French horn, as if from France, except it's really germane in design. It's a very difficult instrument to play, especially with hooves, which describes most instruments, to be honest. Our valve combinations are a bit different than yours, but it's still a lovely creature with over 4 octaves in range, and I'm really glad I chose to play it. When I got my cutie mark, I was sick of being 12 flautists at my school and wanted to stand out, and told the horn is really hard and I wanted a challenge, and well, here I am today, still playing it and still in love with music. Asterisk it says true story. But seriously, it's like all of our instruments were designed with fingers in mind. Anyway, that's a very brief story about my French horn cutie mark. See, these chapters won't all be about my Philly friends. My art mark doesn't look exactly like this, but it's the closest I can find on Earth.
Just.
This is only 3,000 words.
I know. Just.
Chapter 4. Oh, how the mighty have fallen. A Hydra fights corruption charges as a Bat Pony fights Mary Sue charges. Alex, I want you to do all of the parts in this that aren't Super Trampoline, and you're still Trampoline Enigma.
That's okay.
Wait.
I don't need parts. It's fine.
Well, I wanted to give him cadence, but there was no cadence.
In that chapter? Yeah. Very fair.
And there's much less dialogue in this than I thought there would be.
Yes,
oh, actually, no.
understand.
There's other guys in this too. So, Pencil, go ahead and be mares, and Alex be guys.
Okay.
As every pony knows, hydras are dangerous creatures, except when they aren't. Well, some of the time they are, but most of the time they just want to play tag. But their quite vocal way of going about it scares off a lot of ponies. One of the overarching plot lines of this most excellent story you are now reading will be the integration of hydras into equestrian society and the stripping of prejudice from the minds of the equestrian populace.
oh my god.
Today, a hydra was sitting in court, accused of stealing money. He also washed the money, and so he received the additional charge of money laundering.
Money laundering? Are you
Oh
fucking...
my god.
That's a joke. That's actually the line in the story. That's a joke. You're supposed to laugh at it. That is also a line in the story. See, he had a 400 bits on his person, and since equestrian law is speciest, hydras aren't even allowed to have our coinage. How messed up is that? Period. So it was assumed that he had stolen the bits. It looked like he was going to be sentenced to having another 50 kilometers added to his exile radius when I heroically flew through a window, shattering it and getting glass everywhere and getting some cuts, one of which eventually got infected, which is my own darn fault, but that's another story for another day. Anyway, I landed all dramatically on the courtroom floor, dripping with glass shards and blood, and yelled,
I gave this Hydra the money.
He was very grateful. Oh, and his name is Florgish Montomeridaf.
If it sounds like crying, I am.
Giving him a name helps personify him. Anyway, I stood there and told the courtroom that I had given him 400 bits to bruise me. I was going to have him break a leg or something, but I'm a wimp and didn't really want to do that. I pulled a razor from a bag of holding and shaved off a small patch of fur on the side of my barrel near my wing, revealing a purplish bruise. The crowd gasped.
Oh, why would you do this?
Yelled one mayor. Alex, do this.
Okay.
Alex may be dead. There you go, Alex.
Nope,
Come on.
I'm here.
The emoji.
Okay. What a twist! Yelled. Twist.
Yes.
Nailed it.
Enigma.
Simple.
I said.
I wanted to make it look like I lost the fight with the Hydra. Would a Mary Sue or a Gary Stew ever lose a fight with the Hydra? The evidence is ample. I am neither of those, but a simple everyday pony who happens to be dating a lot of beautiful, intelligent mares. Release this Hydra, for he has done nothing wrong. It is I who should be punished.
The courtroom erupted in pandemonium and stuff. The Hydra stomped off through the hole in the wall it had created upon entering the room. I was sentenced to 10 hours of community service and a 200-bit fine for breaking the window. All in all, it was a good day. Also, pictured in the comments, a game of tag. Chapter 5. Angle Bunny is an acute rabbit.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god!
I love it. I see what you did there.
So angry.
Angle
Pretty
Bunny wasn't eating his vegetables because he is a very picky eater. So I talked to him. Fluttershy taught me how to talk to animals. I'm not as good as her, but it still worked. I taught him how there are rabbits living in Saddle Arabia who are starving, so he should be thankful for his salad. So he ate it.
That's all of it, isn't it?
No. It's actually a Fluttershy line.
Oh. I thought there was no lines for me. Wow. Super. You're so sweet and caring.
Fluttershy sang song as she threw a kiss on the tip of my muzzle. It was nice. I was tired, so I went and took a nap in a cloud. I can't shape clouds as well as Pegasi, but they are still very comfortable. Author's note, I tried to do pet shaming on Angel, but he's shaming me instead. This chapter should be longer, but I'm pretty tired, and it's not like I'm threatening downvote upvote ratio. Also, I don't know how he managed to get the words to the author's note outside of the author's note.
This is upsetting. That's all you need to know.
Chapter 6. It ain't easy being sleazy. This one time the Flim Flam brothers came into town. Actually, it was like the third time. You'd think they'd get the hint to stop coming here. Actually, like the fourth time if you count the comics, which I'm referencing right now because I'm aware of my reality as a bad OC in a fictional universe. Anyway, you'd think ponies would get a clue about their ways, but ponies can be pretty dumb sometimes. Luckily, my girlfriend Twilight isn't dumb. She's super duper smart,
Twilight.
I said as she made me a sandwich in her Crystal Castle playset. Them
Why
con
should we-
artists at it again. Don't we have some sort of deterrence to stop them from coming here every couple seasons? I was talking about seasons of weather, not of an animated cartoon. I would never break the fourth wall so uncouth. Anyway, Twilight responded.
Well, as long as Ponyville afflicted what seems to be either general stupidity, short-term memory loss, or a combination of both, I suspect they will continue to visit semi-frequently.
And 2?
I prodded.
Oh, sorry. Oh, your sandwich is ready, Han.
Why, thank you, mon Pietvier.
I replied. I also speak French, but I'm not a Mary Sue or anything because I'm honestly not that good at it.
Anyways, what should we do about it?
I continued.
Honestly, I feel like it's kind of a buyer's beware thing at this point, as long as they aren't actually selling dangerous products.
That was Twilight, but okay.
I think that was my line. Well, okay, it's been read.
I raised my green and blue eyebrows.
Granny Smith almost fell to her death.
Yeah, I guess. What are they hawking this time?
Something about subscriptions to a new telegraph service.
Sounds useful.
She replied with a speech tag so that who was talking wouldn't get confusing.
Yeah, but there's probably a catch, like a termination fee or maintenance fees or other fees that I'm too lazy to think of.
What the fuck? Yeah, probably. Should we go do something?
I don't know. How can Princess Celestia deal with this situation?
She pawned the problem off on me.
Yeah, she does that a lot, doesn't she?
Mm-hmm.
But hey, you got wings and a castle out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Want to make out right now?
Mm-hmm.
Eventually,
And so
we solved the problem.
And so they made out.
God damn it.
Chapter 14. I did the thing Samurai Jack wanted to do but never could.
Wait, did we skip some chapters?
No.
Oh, okay.
Did you fall asleep? We read so many intriguing. Alex, did you fall asleep?
No, that's
Alex,
a fair
so-
question.
I fell asleep very briefly, and I missed like
Oh,
8 chapters.
So you missed the scene where they threw the One Ring into the Mount Doom.
We've lost like 9 viewers.
This is what we did with ourselves. Happy birthday to us. Listen to us actually hate our lives. God damn.
Okay. Oh, there's boy words in this. Be ready, Alex.
Oh my god, what? Wake up. Okay.
Colors, tastes, sensations, returned me to as I found myself standing on a pathway on the edge of town. I shook the dizziness from my head and took stock of my surroundings. It was daytime, probably late afternoon, and the temperature was hot, but not unbearably so. Ponyville lay ahead, a bit smaller than I was used to, and lacking a gaudy castle towering above the surrounding quaint thatched roof cottages. I sniffed the air. It smelled like opportunity.
This is
I'm
better with
drunk.
hiccups. Can we just acknowledge? This is so much better with hiccups.
Happily, I cantered into town, stopping at the first stallion I could find to ask,
Excuse me, good sir, but what is today's date?
It's Christmas Day. Sorry.
He happily answered,
Why, a bat pony? We don't see your type around here very often.
What do you mean?
Maybe you can help some ponies learn about accepting those who are different from you in a few months.
You mean taking a few months to accept them, or that this will occur a few months from now?
I asked, seeking clarification of the ambiguous statement. Making people and clarify their unintentionally unambiguous statements is one of my many talents. He happily clarified.
Oh, dear me. The
Thank-
later.
Thank you,
I replied, satisfied.
but the date, sir.
Oh, right. Well, today is...
Beep! Beep! Beep!
Slash.
Redacted.
This is all in the quotes, Alex.
Do
Keep
I
going,
say this?
bud.
Oh my god.
Yes.
The passage of time in this land is vague and contradictory. So just pretend that sometime about 2 or 3 years ago. Have you heard the good news? Rumor has it the princess is sending her very own apprentice, Twilight Sparkle, to oversee the preparations for the summer sunset. Wait, what? For the summer suns. Summer sun celebration.
One more time, with feeling.
Have you heard the good news? Rumor has it the princess is sending her very own apprentice, Twilight Sparkle, to oversee preparations for the summer sun celebration.
I fucking love you.
Oh, Raleigh.
I responded, feigning surprise.
Well, then I better be on my way. I have much planning to do myself.
This wasn't strictly untrue. I did have plans to make.
All right then, young lad. You better be on your way then.
He said happily. Pony's days are always a little brighter after I visit them. I trotted off towards my destination. 10 minutes later, I reached said destination, one of Ponyville's many quaint thatched roof cottages. Here came the weird part. Now it's the weird part. I flew up to the second-story balcony and unlocked the door, trotting into what appeared to be a very messy bedroom.
Hello? Is some pony there?
A voice asked from behind a restroom door.
Yeah, it's Rainbow Dash.
I lied, throwing my voice. One of my many talents is impersonating other ponies,
Oh my
and Dash
God.
happens to be one of the easier ponies to copy.
Oh,
Oh.
God.
Okay. Out in a second.
The stallion replied. I sat down on the bed and waited. Only a few minutes later, I heard the whoosh of rushing water, and the door opened. Into the room stepped a handsome, dark-furred bat pony with a wild green and sapphire blue mane and tail. He gasped.
Yeah. Who are you?
I smirked coolly at my younger, more naive self.
I'm you, but stronger.
Oh my
What?
god.
What
Dun,
happened?
dun, dun! What a twist!
I mean, is this the real life?
Or is this fantasy? Caught in a landslide. No
escape from this shitty
reality.
Chapter
God.
24.
Hold
Applejack
on.
bakes bread.
Well done, Pencil said something.
Let me just hold on.
Oh, is this the picture?
Yeah, it's just here. I'm sending a better version.
Guys, after this story, I no longer feel death. In fact, I embrace it.
How many more? There's so many more chapters, guys.
Alas.
Well, at least post that drawing I did for they can feel better. Because it's safe for work.
Mhm.
There you go, priest.
I am waiting to receive it.
I just want to die.
I know. We all want to die. We can't die. Oh,
We're
God.
not allowed to die.
Until Jerry fixes his golf game.
We should kill Jerry.
I'm Mr. Meeseeks.
Look at me! We kind of are right now. Did you receive anything, Priest? Or
I
like
did.
The
I don't
second
see
one
it.
is the better one. Could you please post that one to everything? And then we will continue, and I'm done. Art for the night. I've done 3 drawings.
I've only gotten one picture.
Ow, my knees! Oh, let me die! Let me die!
Cornholio.
Okay.
Oh, Priest, what are you drinking?
Nothing.
Damn it!
Sadness.
Here, I'll pass around the cyanide pills. Does anyone want some Tide Pods?
Yes, please. I want to wash my cyanide down.
All right.
Oh, it's not enough.
Chapter 24. Applejack bakes bread. Meanwhile, back in the present, Applejack was baking a loaf of bread because she was hungry. She would slice it up and put apple butter on it as a delicious snack for later, as well as apple jam. Little did she know that a mysterious figure was waiting in the bushes to ambush her as she walked out to check the mail. Oh, what suspense! Who could it be? Find out next chapter! Chapter 28. That was the whole chapter.
Satan, kill me.
Chapter 28, in which Rainbow Dash is sick and Applejack bakes pie. Rainbow Dash was sick. Too bad, really. She doesn't deserve to be sick. I mean, most ponies don't, really. Only really bad ponies like Sombra. He's dead, though, so that's a moot point. Anyway, Applejack is a really sweet pony, so she decided to bake a...
What? There's... What? Bake an... I'm sorry you're sick!
pie for Rainbow Dash.
Why did you need me to do that?
She's really a great... I want you all to suffer with me!
We're suffering! God damn.
She's a really great pony, even if other ponies are mean to her. They call her mean names like...
Silly
Oh, silly pony!
And...
Pony!
Anyway, do you want to guess the type of pie she baked? I'll give you a minute.
What was it? Kumquat?
Pumpkin.
Was it shit?
I will.
That's right! She baked an apple pie! I bet you thought she was going to be subversive and bake a blueberry pie or a tofu pot pie. Asterisk. Apparently, the line of Petty Lane 4 of fish and finger pie is actually very naughty, so no referencing that in the story. Oops. Nope. Good old-fashioned apple pie. That good old-fashioned Applejack. You thought I was going to tell you how she made it, didn't you? Nope. Check the author's notes if you want to know. Anyway, she can't fly, so I carried her to Rainbow's house, and she delivered the pie, and it was very sweet, and we ate the pie together after we were all full, and we all make out to make Rainbow Dash feel better. Making out always makes a pony feel better. Here's a simple apple pie recipe. Try making it and tell me in the comment section how it goes. Also post pictures of your pie. Start with 6 tablespoons unsalted butter, 1/4 white sugar, 1/2 cup brown sugar, 1 pinch of salt, a 1/4 teaspoon of ground cinnamon, a 1/4 cup of water, 1 packaged double crust ready-to-use pie crust such as Pillsbury, 4 large red apples, cored and thinly sliced. Please preheat the oven to 425 degrees and melt the butter in a saucepan over medium heat. Stir in white sugar, brown sugar, salt, cinnamon, and water, bringing the syrup to a boil, constantly
Please
stirring
stop.
to dissolve water, then remove from heat.
Cooking with praise.
I reviewed this 2 out of 10. Instructions were too complicated and ended up with my dick in the gas line.
Oh my god.
Cooking with praise when?
Yeah, we still gotta cook with hooves, goddammit. I wanna see this.
Chapter 29. The Return of Florgish Montu Meridaf.
What?
Is
You
that
may
a male
recall-
or a female?
I think it's a male.
Okay.
You may recall from Chapter 4, Hydras experience widespread discrimination in contemporary equestrian society.
I don't.
Inasmuch, many Hydras left the territories. But Florgish Montum Pterodaph was determined to make it. Inasmuch, one day, he paid a visit to an old friend. Me! Super Trampoline. I had previously helped him out in court, and he wanted both to repay the favor and help himself, so he came to visit me.
Hello, Super Trampoline.
The four-headed beast bellowed.
I'd like to open a massage parlor here.
Oh my god.
Flawless.
Here in Ponyville. Would you like
Trampoline is killing us.
You know, Florgish Montum Pterodaph. Tumoradaph. Which
Montezuma.
smokes 4 packs a day.
I genuinely can't say that. Would you like to be a practice customer?
Sure.
I said.
Just don't crush me, please.
Florgish Montum Meridaph nodded.
Montezuma. Fucking Montezuma.
Rather than use his arms, which he didn't have any, he used his various tongues to gently massage my back. It felt very nice, as my back had been so sore lately on account of bucking trees with Applejack last week. I sighed in bliss as I felt my tendons and ligaments and muscles and bones unleashed endorphins. This went on for 20 minutes, and when he was finished, my back was slobbery but super relaxed, like a super trampoline. I smiled. Florgish Montum Meridaph. That felt wonderful. I think
He says taking lines from people.
Yeah. It's up to the Mexicans to steal your job.
I smiled.
Fluoride Momentum Daffy. That felt wonderful. I think this massage business idea could really take off.
Flippity Mary Rudolph. Heads smiled in unison.
Awesome! Could you help me to get a business license?
Your life, Alex, your life is not worth this fucking role. Do not murder yourself for it.
It's worth it.
Sure thing, my duder.
Enigma.
I just said it. Sure thing, my duder.
Then we went out for drinks. Author's note. This isn't even my final form.
2 more chapters, guys. Just 2 more.
We're so close to embracing the sweet embrace of death.
If you'd like us to read things we really care about, please.
Chapter 30. Sunset Cuddles. Super Trampoline yawned. He had a very long day of writing music and pulling carts here and there, and also playing some board games with his friend Soundbite. Soundbite was a computational machine programmer and also played cello. Anyway, he kept yawning, and Sunset Shimmer noticed she was staying at his place during a brief trip back to the Pony World. She had a different boyfriend back in the human world, but here in Ponyville, all the main characters are dating Super Trampoline.
Tramp, honey, if you're so tired, you should just go to sleep. Stop writing my tiny gecko fiction.
She was right, of course, so Super Trampoline finished the chapter he was writing and went to sleep. 0pxx0px.
We're almost there, guys.
Broken links are one of his many talents.
We're so close, you guys.
The gun is cocked and loaded. It's on my temple. I'm so ready to pull the trigger.
Chapter 31, the beginning of the plot. One time I was plowing Applejack's fields, literally, this is rated everyone, when a mysterious red and black alicorn descended from the heavens.
Oh my god.
Alex.
Alex!
Wait, what? Oh my god, I actually have a line.
Yeah.
Brother!
Oh my god.
He declared,
You must come to help us. Our people are sickly and slowly dying.
Yeah, they
We
are.
must find the magical elixir of wellness. We are to survive the winter. Please, come search for it, that our black and red alicorns might not perish from this earth.
I'm a nice guy, so I naturally agreed to help. And so begins the story of my transformation.
I'm ready to transform into a corpse if this will make it stop.
Is that
The
it?
end.
No, it's not the end. It's ongoing, you guys. It's still happening. It's still being written.
There's another chapter, chapter 30. Wait, what? It's the same
Wait, what?
thing.
What?
I loved it.
No, we got it. That was all of it.
You guys.
I've never wanted to die so bad before.
Well,
And
he
I've
said please, so I'll downvote it.
Uh,
He did say please.
this is like there needs to be like some sort of Geneva Convention against this shit.
Why did this happen to us? Why did this
Because
happen?
God was asleep behind the wheel.
There is no God! You read the same story I did! There is no God!
So, when are you guys interviewing Super Trampoline on the podcast?
Never!
Should we punch him when we see him again?
Yes, I'm gonna punch him squarely in his face without any hesitation.
He'll probably be at BabsCon.
He'll just say, "Oh, hi, pencil," and then he'll see my fist coming from his teeth, and he'll just say, "Hey, that hurt," and I'll say, "You hurt me deeply. You hurt me more deeply than ever." Oh.
You made us all want to die.
Oh.
So who's ready for the next story?
What's wrong with you, Priest? I need time to breathe.
Priest, are you wearing like dominatrix gear right now? Because this is.
Oh, this is some BDS. This is some non-consensual BDSM shit, Priest.
So, should I think about this story during sex in order to last longer, like for infinity?
That implies you'll ever have sex, Enigma.
Oh.
Okay.
The
I tell
safe
you what.
word is Florgish Montu Temerida.
Flourish Montezuma.
I'll tell you what I'm gonna do, you guys. I've finished the contest for tonight, but I'm gonna go pour myself a drink.
I wanna go.
A tall drink. And then
I-
I'm fine with one more story, okay?
I'm
I
gonna
wanna-
carve the word Flurgish Montezuma into my arm and then take a photograph.
I want to finish tying this noose because I'm gonna need it.
Right?
Yeah.
So I drew a picture of Shakespeare as a pony. That's something I can feel good about. I need something. I'm gonna go get a drink. I need
Don't forget the Tide Pods.